It was a tough case. I didn't know what to make of it. The cops that arrived on the scene had declared it a double suicide, but something didn't add up. That's when the dame called. She told me her name was Jane, and that her husband was the John Doe in my case. I knew things were about to get much more complicated. It started like any other day. Jane had kissed her husband goodbye as he headed to the office. She realized too late that John had left his lunch, so she set off to the city to bring it to him. As she walked by an alleyway, she saw John practicing his moves on some no-good tramp, like his life depended on how many times he could kiss her. Jane hid behind a trash can to catch John red-handed when he had finished kneading his new toy. But when he and the broad finally emerged from their adulterous alleyway, a black car was waiting. The car idled in the street until around sunset, when it sped towards the darker side of town. Jane went to follow, but was told to leave by a big ape of a loaf with a gun. After she left, I sat for a while thinking. It must be the Italian bread behind John's death. I had to get to the bottom of this. I needed to talk to the big herbs and cheese himself. He was a well-seasoned loaf, and he'd ruled over this part of town for a long time. I knew just my presence on his turf would draw him out of hiding. His thugs soon cornered me, and after a brief scuffle, they had me. I was captured. I was exactly where I wanted to be. His laughter was stale. His crust was dry and cracked. He croaked at me that I was following a dead end, but the twinkle in his eye told me he knew something. That's when he brought her out of the shadows. Jane. We sat, tied up in the dark, waiting for what seemed like an eternity. Then the roof split open and light poured in. Something big reached down from above and grabbed us. It stripped us down and soaked us in some sweet-smelling goo. It pressed us close, face to face. The smell of Jane and the goo was intoxicating. I kissed her, once, and then it was over. We ended up the same way as Johnny and his mistress. Lunch.